Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. So welcome back to day 2 of DEPHEMEREMBER. This is, in case you missed my introduction yesterday, a challenge for December dailies, essentially from 49 Dragonflies and Louise Heinzel. I have linked both of their channels down below in the description box. So today I'm really excited about. It's day 2 and the prompts are stars and a paint sample. So let's hop into this. I just want to say I'm really happy that this challenge isn't particularly Christmas themed because my brain goes in a million directions. I don't really know how I arrived at this one, but I'm very happy I did. So the way that I'm going to be implementing stars is going to be with this little cutting edge star punch that I have. And then I have a lot of paint samples, but this is the one that I pulled out. It's blacks and grays and browns and taupes. And so, yeah, that's sort of what started my, my brain on this path. Then I found this book in my stash. I just was looking for, like, what will my focal point be? And I just kind of rummaged through my books when I do this. Sorry for the glare on the book. It's a shiny one. And this book is called The Lovables in the Kingdom of Self-Esteem. And it was a thrift find that I got quite some time ago. And it's like a really lovely little book about self-esteem and being lovable. And it has all of these lovely different illustrations in it. It's just a beautiful book to begin with. It's by Diane Lumens and illustrated by Kim Howard. So I've already chosen the page that I want to use. And it's Bernie Buffalo. So I don't know how many of you are Roald Dahl fans like I am, but have you seen the illustrated sort of film James and the Giant Peach? If not, it is on either Disney Plus or Netflix, possibly Disney Plus. Anyways, where this got my brain working was this reminded me of the dream sequence sort of James and the Giant Peach when the rhino is like charging in the thundery clouds in the storm. So in the story, there's a rhino that has eaten James's parents and he becomes an orphan who goes to be like, he's living with his 2 very evil aunties and they're very mean. So, every time they basically treat him like indentured, like in service, basically. He's like a slave to them. So whenever he doesn't want to do something, they threaten that they're going to call upon the rhino to come get him. So if you haven't yet seen the film, I recommend it. But I'm going to play a little clip right now that shows you kind of where my thought process is with the rhino. So please enjoy this little clip.
Could it be?
No, it couldn't be.
It's the rhino!
Oh, James, do something.
Everyone, climb up into the rigging! Hurry!
James, are you not coming with us?
No! It got my mum and dad! It won't get my friend! Come out and show your face, you stupid face!
Good God Almighty! Remember what your parents said, James? Try looking at it another way!
You're not even a real rhino! You're just a lot of smoke and noise! I'm not afraid of you!
Okay, are you thoroughly terrified of a rhino in your dreams now? Or so what I'm going to do, I have this absolutely beautiful piece of very nicely aged coffee dyed paper. And I want to use it as the background because again, it's like these stormy clouds, you know. I almost feel like how to turn this into a piece of ephemera rather than just a full page of like collage art. So I need to do that with sizing essentially. So I think what I want to do, I want to use on this paper, this is the focal point. There's a couple little holes in this paper because it's, the way that it's made, it's very intensive. So I'm going to be covering that up. But also I feel like the image, like it kind of explodes from this point. So I think that's where I want to put my little friend here. So I'm going to start just by fussy cutting him out. And I thought I would do this ahead of time, but it shouldn't take too long. I wanted to show you the full kind of book and the process here. So, okay. So what else is new and exciting? I started yesterday. Each year, I do a few things for Advent. So I'm giving my children a little Advent present every morning, and that's fun. They also got the typical like little chocolates Advent calendar from their grandmother, and I got myself my typical, I usually get 2 different Advent calendars every year. I usually get the David's Tea calendar because I really like the teas from David's, and I didn't get that one this year, but I did get the short story Advent calendar from Higston and Burke, I think. It's shortstoryadventcalendar.com, and it is 25 stories, so one every day as typical Advent. It's a little short story, and so there are all these little bound short stories inside a nice box, and I've been getting them now for probably over 5 years at least. So I do enjoy them. I tend to read them either in the morning or at night. The first day was a nice story from it's from Japan. It was from 1942, I believe, originally, and it was about essentially like a restless man who's a poet, and he sort of can't figure himself out, and he ends up sort of magically becoming a tiger, and then he disappears and nobody knows where he's gone. And one day his good friend goes out looking for him, and he hears and then sees a tiger, and then basically the tiger reveals himself to be his old friend. He's still able to talk, but he cautions him that he's not the same person, so he should get away basically. And yeah, so it's kind of fun. He then essentially recites like a bunch of poetry. He explains that he doesn't want to leave the human world without giving his poetry to, the people. So he recites his poetry to his friend, and his friend's sort of servants, basically, they record it for him. They write it all down, and then he goes off to live happily ever after as a tiger. And it's kind of like very in tune with the time. Like there was a lot of Japanese magical realism at that time, so it's a cool story. Okay, so very happy with our friend here. So I'm going to now glue him down there. I don't think I really need to do a whole lot more with that as is right now. Looking for my glue book. It has disappeared. Oh, here it is behind me. Oh yeah, I was taking notes yesterday for for work, and this is how I take messy notes sometimes when I'm busy on the go. So I think I'll actually maybe use, I don't know, let's try glue stick, and then if I need to do anything with the edges, I'll add art glitter glue. But this is a pretty strong glue. I might do a little art glitter glue around the edges just in case. And I'm sorry for my voice. I am still a little bit sniffly from this cold that I caught from the kiddo. So, but I'm well on my way, I think, to getting past it now. It's just that stage where, everything wants to kind of get itself out of your body. So, yeah. We're a little bit clogged. I need to unclog this bottle. Okay. Sorry about this. Just have to unjam my bottle of glue. Okay, now we're good. Just want to bring a little around the edges here. Okay, and then I'm just going to pull this in with my finger a bit and just smudge it down because I don't want it running everywhere. Okay. And I actually think I know what journal that I have kind of in my mental list of journals that I'm making, that this would actually be a perfect piece of ephemera for. Okay, so just making sure that's fully down, and it is. Now, I'm going to give it a chop on the guillotine to just get it down to the size that it needs to be to still be a piece of ephemera, not just a full page. Oopsies, I need to deal with my glue bottle here. There we go. Put the lid on there so that we don't have any volcanoes of glue. All right. So there's something under there. No, we're good. Okay. Oopsies. Just gotta move this ink out of the way. There we are. Okay. Okay, so that gives me just over 5.5 in width, and I'm okay with that. This would be like maybe in a larger book, and it would be possibly paper clipped on. It could also be good as a journal cover, but I think for what I want to use it for, that I'm going to keep it inside a journal. So, you know, I might actually trim a little more off of it. Hold on. Sorry. Now that I'm looking at it, I probably need to just get it to 5. That's fine. Then this side, and then a little bit off of the top and bottom as well, just a titch. Okay, that's better. Alrighty, there we go. Now, I think we need to include the stars, and I'm also thinking about if I want to fussy cut any of these leaves, this branching and leaves out, because it is kind of a nice contrast with the colors in the page, but I might not. I might just go with, I think I wanted some gold leafing, or not gold leaf paint maybe, and also maybe a bit of white India ink or acrylic ink. We'll see. Just get these shaken up. Okay, so let's make some stars now. I think I want this color. Okay, and then maybe some like beige. Yeah, I think that will be a good palette for this. Maybe one more. Okay. Just move those out of the way. Now, I know this is a little bit shiny. I might need to go over it with Mod Podge at the end to just kind of bring it all to the same mat. So let's just start punching some stars here. Oh, I gotta take this thing off the bottom. I never want to deal with that, and just check this stamp. I have not used this stamp before, so hopefully it's okay. If not, we're going to be doing some free-forming. Oh, it seems okay. It's just a little, you really gotta push on it. So maybe I'll put it on the table and see if that is easier. Yeah, that's easier. Okay. Sometimes punches are so finicky. Okay, there we go. So there's 5 in that one, and I'll do 5 in each color. Okay, Wendigo. All right, and I see myself, I'll probably use these actually for something else. They're kind of fun. Let's throw them in my scraps and then open this up and dump all my little stars out. Okay, so I'm going to just grab my glue stick. There it is. And I'm actually just going to start placing the stars down. I don't feel like I really need to like pre-lay out what I'm doing here. It's totally fine. Oops. Okay. I could also emboss this whole thing, which would look really neat. Decisions, decisions. I don't need to use all of these. Okay. I'm getting kind of like comfortable with this as is, I think. Yeah, I think that's enough. So these little stars could go to another project. I'll throw them over here with my little tiny die cuts. Then I was thinking maybe about these leaves. If I were to cut a few out, I really would want to fussy cut this with no white space because it's a dark sky. And it's for that same reason that I'm not sure that they would make sense, but I just want to see how it might look. And they have little ants on them. So what if we had a few of these down here? I kind of like that. Of course I do. Now I have all this fussy cutting to do. That's okay. Just going to go to the bottom here. Okay, almost there. Then I've just got a few little pieces that would need to get cut out with a razor knife. see if we can do this here. I should get my glass, but I'm just going to do it on my glue book. Okay. There's one. 2 to go. Two. Oops, and 3. Okay. Always close your knife when you're done. Never leave it open. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I think I like that there. It just kind of gives a little brightness, a little pop of color. So, you know, he's maybe not in the sky like the rhino was, but he's like running on a plane with a dark sky behind him, kind of blasting behind him. So let's add glue here. And then I think some of this isn't going to make it onto the page, if I recall how I laid this out. Let's just see. A little bit there. Okay. Sorry if you hear this weird sound. It would be my son upstairs. He likes to bang on the vent for some reason. Pardon me, excuse me. It's just a thing he likes to do because it makes a fun sound. So that's what 2-year-olds do. Okay. There we go. Get these scraplets out of the way here. All right, so yeah, I like the bit of brightness that this brings to the page. That's good. Then let's see what this Bombay ink will do. If we can get some nice, like, little white marks, just to kind of add a little depth of dimension to the stars. And also, I feel like he's a being of the night, so I'm going to give him a few of these dots as well. And then I want to do the same with gold. This gold leafing. Even maybe, oh no, I'm not going to dry brush. I'm going to, first of all, I need to swirl this around a little more. We're very close to the end of this canister of paint, so I have to pick up more gold leafing. Let's give it a little stir here. It's a really goopy kind of paint. It's almost like gilding wax, but it's a little more wet. As a result, it's also very complicated to use. Now I've got this goopy kind of brush, and I'm thinking about, could I do something a little more freeform than a dot with it? Just like these little kind of explosive blotches of different color or sizes. Oops. Okay, that's sort of like a firework kind of effect in the background. And then over the leaves, I might just roll the brush a little smudge it around. Don't want to use my finger because this paint does not come off easily, so I'm just going to get a little post-it here. And use a post-it to just kind of smudge it a little on these parts of these leaves. Okay, then, okay, that's good for this paint. I don't want to use any more of it. Just kind of wipe off all the excess back here on this. I'm then gonna come in and kind of add the details of the leaf back. Throw this away. Then I need maybe I have like this detailing tool. Just want to kind of add back the leaf details that we lost in the gold. Okay. Then ink. Here it is. Here it is. Ink this little piece of paper core that we got there. And ink on top of the gold because it actually makes it a little richer in color. We're still waiting a bit on the white to dry. And actually, I think I might just dab it with my finger because I like that it removes a bit and kind of makes it pop. Like, I don't know if you can see that, but it's made the shape look a little more bubbly or in a bit of a round smudge, and I kind of like how that looks. And we'll just add a little ink up here to the horns. Maybe a little here to just give a little depth. Okay. Now, I think I want to Mod Podge over the whole top of this, this whole piece. But essentially, this is what we're going to get as a finished product. But I'm going to Mod Podge, I think. I'm also going to do a little more inking right here. It's just a little too bright for me. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I will get my brush and I will Mod Podge this. I won't keep you for that. I think that's pretty standard. I will post a finished picture of this on my Instagram, so please follow me and check me out on Instagram if you haven't. You can find me as Studioloo on Instagram. All of my social media is linked down below the description box. Thank you so much for hanging out, and to all the new subscribers, welcome. Thank you for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. And I will be back tomorrow with DEPHEMEREMBER Day 3. I'm really excited about it. So have a wonderful day. Bye for now.